Today, I am breaking down why hitting that first $100,000 is a game changer and giving you the roadmap to reach it and keep that momentum going. All right, let's talk about the number one reason why your net worth is going to explode once you hit that $100,000 mark.
We getting money, money, money. When Jameer sharing gems with her getting money, money, money. Getting a line, growing money and getting money, money, money. It's your life, trying to give more life.
Before we dive in, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss a millionaire money-making tip. And hey, if you're looking for even more incredible and easy to implement money-making hacks to get you to 7 figures and beyond, join me and my rich friends. The link is in the description and pinned to the top of the comments in this video. Okay, here's a question for you. What do you think is your biggest obstacle that's keeping you from reaching $100,000? I would love to know. And remember, this is a safe space, no judgment. We are all here to learn. We are all here to grow. We are all here to eventually get paid. So drop your answer in the comments. All right, let's talk about the number one reason why your net worth is going to explode once you hit that $100,000 mark. And that is compound interest. We've all heard about it, right? Mark Twain even called it the 8th wonder of the world for good reason. So let's talk about exactly why net worth explodes after that $100,000 mark. Here's the principle. It seems like it takes a really long time to just get from zero to $100,000, doesn't it? Let's say you were able to save $10,000 a year and you got a 7% return on that in the market. If you're getting that 7% return every year, it's going to take you 7.84 years just to go from zero to $100,000. But once you hit the $100,000 mark, now your $100,000 is also making 7%. And every year it's compounding as well. So it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. The further it goes, the bigger it gets and the faster it rolls. So by the time that snowball reaches $900,000, it's only going to take you 1.35 years to make the next $100,000. So it's going to take you less than a year and a half to go from $900,000 to $1 million. But keep in mind, it took you almost 8 years to go from zero to $100,000. It's literally like 481 times faster to go from $900,000 to $1 million than it is to go from $0 to $100,000. So what does that tell us? That tells us that all the hard work, all the friction, all the pain, if you will, is at the beginning. So that's why when I talk about getting out of debt, cutting unnecessary expenses from your budget, actually creating a budget and sticking to it, creating a money map, which is your roadmap from where you are to where you want to be, all those things are so important because all the work and all the friction is at the beginning of just trying to get to $100,000. Once you get to $100,000, that snowball is working in your favor and it's going to get you to that $1 million way sooner just because of compound interest. So we've got to get from zero to $100,000 as soon as possible. So the bottom line here is that compound interest is your best friend. And I've got a ton of videos on how to cut costs and how to make more money so that you can get to that 100K as soon as possible. Now, getting to that $100,000 is one thing, but once you get there, there's so many opportunities that open up to you that you just simply do not have access to when you're under the 100,000 mark. Once you reach that mark, now all of a sudden you have enough capital to meet the minimum requirements for higher investment vehicles, which can create a whole new layer of growth for you. One of the biggest benefits of hitting this $100,000 milestone is access to alternative investments like real estate crowdfunding platforms, private equity funds, or even venture capital. These type of investments often require higher minimums, but they can deliver returns that aren't even available in the stock market. For instance, you might find a real estate crowdfunding platform that requires $50,000 to join. Well, if you've got $100,000 available to you, you can put a portion of that into something like a real estate crowdfunding platform. And this allows you to further diversify your portfolio with assets that are less correlated just to the stock market. Another reason that you want to get to 100K as soon as you can is that you will then have access to private funds. Some hedge funds and private equity funds have minimum investments that require at least $100,000. These types of funds can provide a level of strategy and access to investment opportunities that ETFs and stocks simply do not offer. As you can see, once you hit $100,000, you are pretty much able to now play with the real big boys. But not only do you get access to better investment opportunities, but with more capital at your disposal, you may also qualify for better terms on real estate investment. For instance, putting down more cash up front on a rental property might allow you to get a better mortgage rate or skip certain fees altogether. This lowers your risk and can improve your cash flow over time. Now, by the time you've built up $100,000 in net worth, you've probably built up some really good money habits over time. You're probably investing regularly, living within your means or below your means, and making your money work for you. These really good habits create the foundation for even more growth. And that consistency is huge. Huge, I tell you, huge. And a really good way to get to $100,000 faster is through automation. Automation will become your best friend. If you're auto investing and budgeting every single month, those habits are like the foundation that supports your wealth tower as it grows and grows and grows and grows. And there's something to say about the mindset and the confidence shift that happens once you see $100,000 in the bank. This one is real big, rich friend. When you see $100K sitting in your bank account, something just shifts mentally. You start to think to yourself, if I can make it to $100K, I could probably make it to $500K. And if I can hit $500K, I can more than likely hit $1 million. That confidence shift is so priceless. You really start to believe that wealth is attainable for you because you've already hit $100,000. For most people, $100,000 is like the floor of like feeling like they have a decent amount of wealth. Once you hit that number, you really start to feel like, oh my gosh, I can really do this. So as you can see, as we're going along, once you hit $100,000, you have access to all sorts of opportunities that you just simply don't have under $100,000. In addition to compound interest, your net worth begins to skyrocket because you have access to hedge fund opportunities, private equity opportunities, better rates on mortgages, all sorts of things that allow you to save more in taxes and actually put more money in the bank. Now, once you get above $100,000, diversification is not just about owning a few different types of assets. It's about building a portfolio that's going to protect your wealth strategically. This kind of setup will keep your wealth stable in good and bad markets. Once you've hit 100K, at this stage, you're now able to diversify in ways that may not have been practical or even cost effective before you hit that number. For example, instead of just holding a few ETFs, you might now diversify further by adding more specialized funds, like sector-specific or international ETFs. You can also allocate into asset classes, like real estate, private funds, or even commodities, which often require larger minimum investments, but help to shield your net worth from market volatility. Now let's talk about emergency and opportunity funds. As I've discussed many times on this channel, an emergency fund is a solid financial base at any stage. But once you hit 6 figures, you can now think about what I call adding an opportunity fund. And you may be like, wait a minute, I already am working on an emergency fund. Gwen, what is an opportunity fund? Well, this is a fund that's separate from your emergency savings and lets you take advantage of high value opportunities, hence the name opportunity fund, without touching your main portfolio or your emergency fund. Imagine having a quick $10,000 available to you for a unique investment opportunity, or even in a market dip. That's when you start to see real financial agility. Just think about this. Let's say you had that $10,000 or $20,000 available to you in an opportunity fund that you could then use to maybe have invested in Uber when they were looking for investors. You know how much money you will have right now? I'm not talking about when Uber went on the stock market. I'm talking about early investors, like people who were in it from the ground floor. Do you know how much bank you would have today? That's what an opportunity fund can afford you. But you really shouldn't even be thinking about that until you hit, again, $100,000 in the bank, and now you've got excess money sitting in this opportunity fund. Now, earlier, I kind of glossed over the fact that having $100K in the bank or greater will allow you to have better tax advantages. But let's dig into that a little bit more right now. When your money hits $100,000, tax advantage strategies become even more valuable because you simply have more money at stake and therefore more money that you need to save. So let's talk about a few of the most effective ones. The first thing is maxing out your retirement accounts. One of the smartest money moves you can make is to max out your 401k or your IRA. Remember, contributions to these are tax deferred, meaning you don't pay taxes on any of these contributions until you actually retire and withdraw the money. This lets your money grow faster, especially once you're able to max out your annual contributions. And if you have a Roth IRA, even better, because now that means that you're maximizing post-tax contributions, which means that all of your future earnings are 100% tax-free. Okay, now let's move into HSAs or health savings accounts. If you have a high deductible health plan, and if you're relatively healthy, you should, an HSA is a fantastic way to invest. HSAs offer what we call triple tax benefits, and anything that's a triple tax benefit is golden. 1, your contributions are tax deductible. 2, the account grows tax-free. And 3, withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are also tax-free. A lot of people overlook HSAs, but don't sleep. They are actually one of the best ways to grow wealth, especially if you don't need these funds right away. What most people forget is that in an HSA, not only can you save for medical expenses and eventually for your future, but you can also invest that money into the stock market. It is not uncommon for people to get to $100,000 net worth or greater solely through their HSA because they're maxing out the contributions every single year and then they're investing that money in the stock market, getting them greater and greater gains every single year. Okay, now this topic's a little bit more advanced. We're going to talk about tax loss harvesting and tax gain harvesting. Tax loss harvesting is a strategy where you sell investments at a loss to offset the gains, which lowers your tax liability. This can be done strategically in taxable accounts to reduce your tax bill. Then there's tax gain harvesting, and that involves selling appreciated assets when your tax rate is low. And this allows you to rebalance your portfolio without getting hit with a major tax bill. This is really only effective when you have a larger portfolio, again, 100K or more. In addition to all of that, once you hit 100K or more, you can now start thinking about utilizing real estate tax benefits. Real estate offers a ton of tax benefits that can help you grow your net worth even faster. Once you're invested in property, you can take advantage of things like depreciation and mortgage interest deductions to reduce your taxable income. If you hold on to a property, you can even use a 1031 exchange to defer taxes when you sell and reinvest the profits into another property. Once the money is higher, now you may also want to consider estate and gift tax planning. If you're thinking long term and you're looking to build generational wealth, setting up trusts and using annual gift exemptions can minimize future tax burdens for you and your family. These strategies can save significant amounts of money over time, helping you and your family keep more of your hard-earned money. Now, the trick is not to lose momentum, right? Getting to $100,000 is the first step, but we've got to get to $100,000. In order to do that, we've got to do three things. We've got to be consistent, we've got to be disciplined, and we've got to have patience. The trick is to not lose momentum. And remember, the journey is not just about hitting this one milestone. It's about building the life that you want brick by brick. So as you can see, hitting $100,000 will be a huge game changer for your life. Not only will compound interest work in your favor exponentially, but you will then also have access to all sorts of opportunities that you just simply wouldn't have if you have under $100,000 in the bank. And then you have so many tax perks and loopholes that you can then take advantage of that you just simply don't have access to if you're under 100K, or that simply just don't make any sense or aren't cost effective for you under $100,000. So your first goal is to get to 100K as soon as you can. But just like the tortoise and the hare, consistency always wins the race. And now you know why hitting 100K is such a game changer. So whether you're just starting out on your wealth and financial journey, or if you're almost there, keep going, because I believe in you and you're setting yourself up for incredible growth. Now, before you go, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications for more incredible, easy to implement money-making tips to help you get to that $100,000 goal and then beyond to that $1 million and more. Make sure to join me and my rich friends. You can check my rich friends out at the link in the description and pinned to the top of the comments of this video. And don't forget to let me know in the comments, what is the biggest thing that's stopping you from getting to that first $100,000? And if you're already there, let me know what you did to get there. Each one teach one. We're a community and we're here to help each other grow. So if you already hit $100,000 or more, let everybody know what you did. If you're trying to get there, let us know what's stopping you from getting there, and we can all help each other reach that goal. Until next time, rich friend, peace.